Coach, huge win over Winnipeg. Just how are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, just extremely excited for everybody, for the organization, for the city. Obviously we're in playoff mode. We got to capitalize on all opportunities. This was we knew it was going to be a hard-fought game. You could sense it. Just pleased we came out with the win.
And lots of turnovers on that defense. Just what did you see from that group, and why do you think they were able to be so successful in this game?
I said it in the beginning. All we ask people to do is just make their play when the opportunity arises. Nothing more than that, because really that's what the game's about, making plays. So they made some timely plays. They had to basically seal the game at the end. Had a key knockdown. It was third and extra long there. And we found a way to make a play and also stymie drives and keep our crowd into it and the momentum away from them, meaning not letting them punt, those type of things. Can't say enough, but I feel like all three phases really contributed. I thought our offense was unbelievable in the first half. The missed field goal or the missed extra point for 2 points, all that matters. All that stuff matters in games like this. So I feel like this is a three-phase and an organizational victory.
I think that was probably the loudest I've heard Tim Hortons field this season. Just how did you notice the difference in the crowd, and did you feel that push from them throughout the entire game?
Well, I think when they sensed that this could possibly happen, they got loud. But I don't want to sit there and say that they're never loud. They're usually pretty loud, but there might have been a decibel a little higher there. Credit, hats off to the fans, but hats off to our football team for giving them something to cheer about.
Thank you.
Like you said, it was a three-phase win, but it's hard to single out one player. But Stavros came up with two key drive-thwarting plays. What have you seen in his game in the last few that maybe some improvement that's enabled him to play so well?
Just what we've always seen in practice, to be honest with you. He's a guy that's very instinctive. He studies. He loves the game. He's in the weight room at 6 a.m. all the time. He wouldn't want me to tell you that, but what I'm painting a picture here is that he cares. He cares. He loves football. He loves his teammates. He's willing to do whatever it takes. And when you see people like that get rewarded, it doesn't surprise you. Obviously, you got to go on the field and make the play. And he's done that consistently. And I think also for him, the game's slowing down a little bit. When you're allowed to play through your mistakes and play for a longer stretch of games versus only when people are injured, I think it makes a difference. And I think we're seeing some of the benefit of that.
We all enjoy kind of an underdog story. Would you consider him an underdog on the team?
No, I don't know. I just think that he's a budding star, but we knew what we had. Like, he's been making plays since we saw his college tape when we drafted him. So I don't know. Ask him if he wants to be considered that. I would just say that he's a guy that's flown under the radar. I thought he was very dominant on special teams leading up to this opportunity. So, yeah, just proud of him.
Powell, you mentioned the offense. Looked, and a lot of that early stuff was like from the pocket. You come on him a little bit?
Just, he made plays. I thought Scott called a great game. I thought the O-line did a decent job. Obviously, we lost Figs there, had to make an adjustment down the stretch, so that's going to affect a little bit. They were a little bit stronger against the run there in the second half, but we stuck with it. There was a couple of key runs there. I just think with Powell, again, like I've said before, Steve, he is a guy that as he gets more and more experience and more plays to draw upon, he's gonna continue to improve.
As we suspected leading into this week, we talked about it, when you have two different starters now on the strong side of the secondary. Zach went at that in the first half. Second half, that group seemed to be closer on the ball, making plays. Was that just getting used to each other, or maybe that observation isn't?
Yeah, I think they took advantage of us, to be honest with you. I think they took advantage of us in man coverage in the first half, and when we do those sorts of things, we got to get a little bit more pressure on him. But we could play a little bit better technique. But credit them. I mean, they put it on tape every week. You turn it on, it doesn't really matter who it is. They're going to catch the ball deep, and that's their game. So I do like the way that they tighten things up. We changed our calls up a little bit in the second half, but they made the plays in the second half to give us a better opportunity to get off the field.
That's 3 of 4, and you talked about after Ottawa winning that kind of game where this was kind of similar in a way. I mean, how close it was, and so many big plays had to be made in the last 3 minutes, really.
Yeah, I think you could sense in this game we were searching for, at a minimum, a field goal, just that one more score down the stretch. And, when we had the interception there by George, love the play call there. It was a chance to get the ball down there, and we just didn't, they did a nice job of adding in there. So credit them. And, when that slipped away, then the game became close and you could feel it possibly. But I thought we did a decent job of keeping things in front of us for the most part.
Success in 2 of the last 3 weeks that way, do you think that helped?
I think it always helps. The season is always a journey. And you got to just learn the lessons, right? From when you lose games, you just can't lose. You can't lose the lesson. And I feel like we're slowly grasping that. And whatever it is at this point, whatever we've had up to this point, we just have to use that as the experience that we've gained.